What's up, humans, and welcome to another Psicoactivo. Okay, so while we fight and disagree or agree on Skywatcher's intentions, this company is already rolling out part two of their plan. Part one was that long documentary where we met the whole team and Barber did a more longer form type of interview. They presented some of the psionic assets.
I can tell you that this is not unique to the United States, and it's not unique to the most well-known private partners of the Department of Defense and the intelligence community. There is a global effort and interest in this and a global capability in doing this. Crash recovery is something, and reverse engineering is something that is being done by a number of agencies or organizations worldwide. And I know that because my team has been sought after and offered jobs to go perform our services for employers outside the United States. Yeah.
Part two is called Data. And I'm going to read to you guys what they just put out so you guys know what this is about. Skywatcher Part 2 Data. The Skywatcher team has been hard at work over the last month, and we feel very confident in our recent progress. Skywatcher Part 2 will focus on exactly what everyone wants: data. Our release will involve three components. Number one, a video interview and analysis of new UAP data, including multiple videos captured by the Skywatcher team, and an elaboration of our data collection and analysis strategy moving forward. And no, this is not cell phone footage. So they probably have infrared footage and some really nice cameras. Number two, a proposed stages of disclosure, quote unquote, framework compiled by our team of advisors that we can collectively use to reference and gauge progress based on existing and future releases. This team of advisors, I would guess it's somebody like Dr. Nolan.
I never saw the dogfight. Actually, that imagery was new to me. They might have taken that separately or found it after,
Okay.
So I never saw that. I saw the picture of the lines look like squiggles in the sky. I still have to follow up with them on that because I never saw it. No, all I saw was an individual who was doing what they said that they were doing, which was trying to contact something.
Mhm.
And then when he started talking out loud and going into some form of distress, then something happened, above, and then we saw the pictures and what it was that the other individual claimed. Now, if you want to play devil's advocate, you could say that that was all a show. You could say that that was that was a signal for the other guy to say something. These are all things that went through my mind as I'm sitting there trying to be the neutral observer. And yet, when I literally said, call the medic, because of what I thought was a level of distress that the individual was going through, when the medic guy came in, he said, yeah, he could see the rapid breathing, the heart rate had gone up, etc. So it was pretty good acting if it was acting. And as I said on the News Nation thing, for me, it was correlation, not necessarily causation. And so now, okay, the real underlying question is not whether something necessarily showed up, but it was how it was claimed to be caused or called. I don't have a problem. Let's just think about telepathy for a moment. So we already know that humans have the capability with artificial intelligence to put a net on your head and read your dreams, right? I mean, it's there. I mean, something that 10 years ago people would have laughed you out of the room saying that you could do has been done. Okay, now advance us 10,000 years from now. What might we be capable of doing in the future in terms of either reading thoughts or putting thoughts back into somebody's head? Never mind just reading them. If you can read them, that means you know where they came from, which means you know the kinds of things you would need to do to, let's say, put those ideas or thoughts back into somebody's head. It's advanced. We don't have it right now, but okay, whatever. So somebody I was talking to online said, well, why don't you think about it as a Bluetooth connection? Mm-hmm. That this is just an advanced form of mental Bluetooth, and it's not magic. I don't think any of it's magic. So I don't have a problem with it. I don't understand how it's done. I'm just processing the data and then putting it and contextualizing it against the many other reported interactions that people claim to do mentally. I don't know. I mean, I could say, I don't know, but it's fascinating. I don't know how much time I can put into studying it, except seeing if it can be repeated. And that's really that's really what I think Skywatcher and any other groups, and I'm not aware of any others than this that might be set up to accomplish it, is do a repeatable experiment. If they do it 3 times and or 4 times or 5 times and stuff shows up, I think then you have causation. What was interesting was after I had come home from that event, you probably saw in the News Nation thing that there were all of these sightings in the nearby towns. Mm-hmm. Did you see that?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, correlation, causation, I don't know. I don't know.
Is that the first time you had witnessed that sort of event?
Yes.
Someone summoning a craft, yeah.
Yeah.
I say a craft, someone summoning something.
And then something showing up on video. So there was the thing that the guy saw, which we never caught on video, unfortunately. Because we didn't have 50 sensors pointing at the sky. But the thing that we did catch on video, it not only went one way, but it came back. Mm-hmm. And, they did a really good analysis and estimate of the speeds, depending upon what the distance might have been. And it didn't matter the distance. It was something that our aircraft can't do. Travel at those speeds. And so it was an object, showed up on the film pretty fast. I think it's fair to say it wasn't a bug, given the depth of field. And so, it's preliminary data.
Or Dr. Jacques Vallée, or, I'm not sure if Dr. Vallée is even aware of this, but it would be interesting to see who they have as advisors. We know that, for example, Dr. Diane Hennessy Powell was working with the Skywatcher team. So she could be, or may be, one of these advisors as well. Another PhD, bring it on. So number 3, an independent analysis of the full data set conducted by a qualified third party. We are currently open to proposals and suggestions for groups to work with to conduct this analysis. Please DM us if you have a qualified lead or suggestion. Our objective is to complete all 3 of these components within the next 4 to 6 weeks. This plan is subject to change, but this is our target. Skywatcher's mission remains the same. Take a scientific approach to validating or invalidating the supposed claims related to UAPs. So many of you have reached out to assist, and we're doing our best to scale and expand our operations. We do need your help. This is a community effort, and we're still at the very beginning. We will have many more opportunities where we will need your support and assistance. And we appreciate everyone chiming in. Much more to come. So, and this is a buddy of mine, Astral from UFO Twitter. He asks, he says, the analysis is nice, but are you going to release the full data set? That's a good question. So, Tom Thompson, also from the Unidentified Anomalous podcast, he says, I am extremely excited to see what you guys have collected this far. The public is eager to learn more. I agree. Jake did make this statement when he spoke to Ross in that interview, the long form one, and he did say that they are confident that they will be able to present evidence of UAP, palpable evidence, whether this means video or an actual interaction on video between one of these orbs and one of the Psionics team. If they can manage to record on video all of the things that Chris Bledsoe talks about that he's experienced, that will be the smoking gun, I would say. I don't know if you guys agree, but that's just my opinion. But what do you guys think about this plan? Certainly, it's a really small timetable. During the over the next month, we are going to get this and that documentary, The Age of Disclosure.
The American people are ready to receive the truth.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are absolutely not alone.
Non-human intelligence exists.
UAPs are real, they're here, and they're not human. I spent 25 years as a senior official with the CIA.
I've worked on highly classified UAP programs.
28 years as an astrophysicist.
I served as the 4th Director of National Intelligence.
Director of Aviation Security in the National Security Council.
A one-star admiral after 32 years of service.
People that come forward with this, I feel like they've taken their life in their own hands.
I was recruited to a highly sensitive government program that investigated unidentified aerial phenomenon.
For over 16 years, on behalf of the U.S. government, I worked as a senior intelligence official on the unidentified aerial phenomenon topic.
We learned that the U.S. government was involved in a long-running secret war with other nations to collect and reverse engineer vehicles not made by humans.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
So look at that thing. It's rotating. There's a whole fleet of them.
The first country that cracks the code on this technology will be the leader for years to come.
China has established its own version of a UAP task force.
You think for a second that they wouldn't consider using it to achieve their ends of domination?
This is similar to the Manhattan Project. This is the atomic weapon on steroids.
This is so secret, very, very few people in our entire government have been allowed access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis, but that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees.
You better be careful about a government that doesn't trust its people, because there's no telling what they'll pull on you.
This is the biggest discovery in human history.
You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for species.
It has so many beneficial impacts, including clean energy.
We should have disclosure today. We should have disclosure tomorrow. The time has come.
What else you want to know?
I still don't know how that one is going to roll out, but it should be very interesting to see what both efforts can deliver. Hopefully a lot. And I don't know what you guys think about this. What do you think about this effort? What do you think about this 3-step plan? The video interview and analysis, and then the proposed stages of disclosure framework. I'm very interested to see that. And that independent analysis, who would you propose to help the Skywatcher team? Would you propose some places like, for example, the New Paradigm Institute or the Monroe Institute? I don't know. There are many options, I think, especially here in the US. The Esalen Institute is another one, which I think I spoke about this with Dr. Jeffrey Kreipel on our interview. There's a lot of stuff going on right there. Let me know what you guys think about this new plan. What are you expecting? If you're not expecting anything, are you cautiously optimistic? Are you cautiously pessimistic? Let me know everything in the comments. And that's going to be it today for me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, stay curious. Bye.